Photo by Rob Carr, Getty ImagesMy. How wild the wild-card round of the 2019 NFL playoffs was. Can we expect the same amount of madness during the divisional round, or will things settle down this upcoming weekend? Well, chances are high the latter won't be the case. In hopes of providing some guidance, though, I've put together my set of NFL picks and score predictions for the divisional round. The 4 upcoming games figure to be just as exciting as this past weekend, with even more on the line for the remaining 8 teams. Now before we move forward, I must admit that the first round of the 2019 NFL playoffs did not go well in regards to my picks. Of the 4 wildcard matchups, I only correctly picked the winner of one. A 1-3 record to begin the postseason isn't great, but my regular season record of 1-6-1, 9-2 speaks for itself. In the end, it's up to you to determine whether or not you want to trust in my picks. So with that in mind, here are my NFL picks and score predictions for 4 divisional round matchups. Just keep in mind that I assume no responsibility if you choose to place wagers based on my picks. That's your decision, not mine. Page 2 photo by Bob Levy, Getty ImagesMy. Saturday, January 12, 4:35 p.m. et prior to the start of the postseason, I predicted that the Indianapolis Colts would topple the Houston Texans in the first round, but fall to the Kansas City Chiefs in the divisional round. Well, after watching what Andrew Luck & Co. did in the wild card, I'm changing my mind. Yes, I'm calling for the Cinderella story to continue for the Colts, who have looked nearly unbeatable down the stretch. A big part of that success has been their defense, which has done a terrific job of bending without breaking. That's what we're going to see happen on Saturday against the Chiefs. Sure, Patrick Mahomes will put plenty of points on the board. No defense has kept him from doing so this season. However, when it comes down to crunch time, the Indianapolis defense is going to hold tight, coming up with a big stop in the waning minutes to seal the victory. The only reason they'll be in that position, though, is luck, and a little luck. The Colts field general will continue his string of impressive outings, picking apart one of the worst defenses in the NFL in 2018. Using his uncanny passing skills and knack for delivering in the clutch, Luck leads Indianapolis to victory and secures a trip to the AFC Championship game. Prediction: Colts win 36-34. Page 3 photo by Sean M. Haffey, Getty ImagesMy. Saturday, January 12, 8:15 p.m. You could probably make the case that the Dallas Cowboys quieted critics in the wild card round. However, the way I see it, they narrowly avoided defeat against arguably the worst team in the postseason, needing some awful play calling by the opposition to pull it off. That doesn't give me much confidence that they can manage an upset of the Los Angeles Rams, one of the all-around most talented teams in 2018. As great as their defense has been, do the Cowboys really have what it takes to outlast the offensive onslaught that is Jared Goff, Todd Gurley and Brandon Cooks for 60 minutes? Probably not. Especially with a week of rest, the Rams will be ready to go. They know the Cowboys are limited in terms of offensive weapons, especially after the slew of injuries they suffered on Saturday. As long as they can slow down Ezekiel Elliott, it'll fall on Dak Prescott's shoulders to win the game. With a defensive line as dominant as Los Angeles, that'll be a tall task. Here's how I see this playing out: the Cowboys stick with the Rams early, trailing by only a few points at halftime. Los Angeles comes out swinging in the third quarter, putting 2 quick touchdowns on the board to pull ahead. Dallas scores once more in the final minute or so, making it look closer than it actually was. Prediction: Rams win 27-21. Page 4 photo by Rob Carr, Getty ImagesMy. Sunday, January 13, 1:05 p.m. I've already predicted one huge upset during the divisional round, so why not make it 2? I know plenty of folks are going to hate me for saying this, but the New England Patriots aren't as good as they appear to be. Sure, they've still got Tom Brady under center and Bill Belichick calling the shots, but football is a team sport, they can't ride that train forever. Meanwhile, the Los Angeles Chargers may be the most complete team in the playoffs right now. It's true that I predicted the Baltimore Ravens would knock them off this past weekend, but I'm beyond that. Philip Rivers proved he's here to win, and the Los Angeles defense is prepared to make as many stops as necessary to come out on top. That's what's going to happen on Sunday. The Chargers defense will do work against Brady and his bunch of versatile playmakers, slowing down the run game and making big plays against the pass. The Patriots won't be completely shut down, but Los Angeles will do just enough to keep things from getting out of hand. A final drive by Brady proves fruitless, as the Chargers hand the Patriots their first loss at Gillette Stadium this season. Then again, Los Angeles hasn't lost outside of Southern California this year, so it's not like being on the road is necessarily a hindrance for them. The only thing being hindered here is New England's hopes of a third straight Super Bowl appearance. Prediction: Chargers win 23-21. Page 5 photo by Sean Gardner, Getty ImagesMy, January 13, 4:40 p.m. Based on how last week went, I'm probably going to regret this. However, I just don't think the Nick Foles magic is going to last forever. At some point, the Philadelphia Eagles are going to run into a wall they aren't capable of climbing over. That wall could very well be the New Orleans Saints, who have been arguably the league's best team this season. Armed with a future Hall of Famer at quarterback, a deadly duo in the backfield, one of the NFL's top receivers and an underrated defense, New Orleans seems like the perfect candidate to send the reigning champs home early. On Sunday, it'll simply be up to Drew Brees to lead the Saints to victory. Whether that means connecting with Michael Thomas to take advantage of the Eagles' young secondary or feeding the ball to his two-headed monster at running back, the veteran gunslinger will be running the show. Can he do enough to overcome Foles and his knack for finding success in the playoffs? My guess would be yes, although the defense will play a big part as well. Expect the Saints to get after Foles early and often, forcing him into some of the mistakes he made against the Chicago Bears. However, unlike last weekend, the Saints' offense will be able to capitalize. Next, 2019 NFL Mock Draft, full 2 rounds. It's been a great run for the Eagles this far, even just making the playoffs was quite the feat. However, the fun ends here, as the Saints welcome them into the Bayou and then send them home with a big, fat L prediction: Saints win 35-24.